Hey everyone, Freddrock here. I started playing a game called Viola the Heroine's Melody. This game is a 2D turn-based platforming RPG and has been in early access since 2019 with a full release stated for this year, 2021. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh my gosh, another 2D retro-style pixelated turn-based JRPG that's gonna get lost in the mix and all that stuff, right? Well, you're not wrong, but you're also not right. What we have to keep in mind here is this game was made by a single person. It was basically a labor of love. So this game was developed by Jelle and Doorne, and as many flaws as there are in this game, which I will definitely point out, there is some intriguing uniqueness to it as well. The story goes in Viola that after failing at violin practice for the 100th time, Viola gets trapped inside her instrument's fantastical world. She's joined by a set of strange, colorful friends as she journeys through the lands of magic, monsters, and music, searching for her way back home. This game definitely sends a strong message about perseverance. The idea is that you are going to fail at things. And Viola does fail at the beginning at playing the violin. But as she practices more and more and more, and she has the people around her, a support system around her to help her, she eventually finds the strength inside and succeeds. Now, let's back up a bit. Like your typical RPG, you're thrust into a world as your character that you know nothing about. It's one of those typical, you woke up and it's like, who am I? Where am I? What's going on? That type of story. And your protagonist, Viola, who is nothing but a musician at this point, to our knowledge, comes across monsters and characters and other things that she has never seen before. But every introduction to a character is very important, because each one of these characters can be introduced into your party for combat, and we'll get into combat in a bit. But these characters are your support system. They can give you items, they can help you in combat, you build up your relationships with them, and they also have very unique special abilities to open up secrets in the world. The three important verticals of this game are the platforming, the inventory management, and the combat. Starting with the platforming, there are positives and negatives. There are a lot of different directions to explore, a lot of areas to find secrets, and the controls are very simple. Unfortunately, as great as these environments look, you can end up getting confused at what you're jumping into or walking into. It's sometimes hard to differentiate between what's a foreground object and a background object. You may run into a lot of the violin trees by accident thinking that you can go through them because you can in previous areas or previous spots, but now you can't. And even though the controls are simple, you can find yourself getting stuck in corners and on ledges. The 3D Mario-style triple jump is a cool addition, but it gets really frustrating when you're actually trying to pull it off on a small little landing. A preferred double jump probably would have been okay in this circumstance. The enemies do their basic patrols in these environments as well. They just go back and forth from one point to another. You run into them and you start combat, and as I said, we'll get into combat in a bit. And overall, for one person doing this is pretty impressive, but there's nothing here that blows me away in terms of graphics and nothing in terms of controls or uniqueness out in the platforming part. So far, the inventory management system is pretty simple. You can be given various gems out in the environments from other characters, or you can find these gems in chests, but these gems can be equipped in your inventory system, and they act like weapon slots. So you can add strength, you can add resistance, defense. Any of your stats can really be upgraded, but you only have a limited amount of slots. So you do have to pick and choose for each one of your characters in your party. Now, the combat system is where the uniqueness comes in. Each one of your characters has a musical instrument, and that musical instrument turns into a weapon. So for instance, Viola's violin turns into a bow and arrow. The basic combat of this turn-based RPG is sort of like a rhythm game. You pick your attack, you pick your enemy, and you follow the prompts on the screen trying to match it to get a perfect or a good, or you can even fail. But everything does a different amount of damage. The selection highlights for whether you're going to do a basic attack or magic or run away or choose an item, they're very hard to tell, and I wish that they went with more of a push this button on the controller to do a basic attack, push this one to go into magic, push this button to go, prompts like that, but they chose a different one where you have to select which one you want to go to, and then it goes into a different menu. The magic attacks are unique in the sense that you have a type of class-based system going on. Your magic can be fire-based, your magic can be water-based, things like that. And depending on your enemy, it can be weak against them, which they could resist, or it could be very strong and you could do double damage. Of course, there is your basic stat-based leveling up system, so you're going to level up things such as HP, strength, magic, speed, all those things, and you also learn new magic skills as well. I will say that I believe that the stats are a little unbalanced in terms of when you are in combat. I was able to blow through a boss pretty quickly by just using magic skills over and over and getting through that fight quicker than I thought I should. Keeping in mind this was made by a single dev, if you're a fan of linear JRPG platformers, why not give this one a try? It has a strong message, it has simple controls, and it's cool to see a unique combat system. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video. I appreciate the support. If you like the content, consider subscribing to the channel so you can catch any future content that gets released. Also, you can catch me live on twitch.tv/Freddrock as I stream a variety of games over there. All other ways to support me are down in the description below, so feel free to click on any of those links. Thanks again.